When I started playing Geometry Dash all the way back in 2021, I had a 5-year-old hand-me-down laptop, a 100% legally bought Geometry Dash I definitely got from Steam, but most importantly, a dream. A dream to beat Bloodbath, one of the most influential levels in the game, and was the level that introduced me to GD when I was like 5 years old. I didn't think I'd get anywhere, but I'm an optimist, so I grinded levels after levels, hard demons to insane demons to extreme demons, and eventually, on the 23rd of May 2023, I beat Bloodbath.
Yes! Oh my god! What? What?
So, why am I telling you this? Well, after spending so long on moments my previous hardest, beating Bloodbath didn't provide me with much satisfaction. It left me with an emptiness, and I decided that I wanted more. So with that in mind, we got ourselves a new goal. I even did 17 to 39, uploaded it onto my second channel, which you should definitely subscribe to by the way, and I quote, "I want to do this as a hardest one day." After doing that run, I legitimately considered jumping from Bloodbath, but I'm not Space UK. So fast forward to 2024, I took a long break from GD, kind of a combination of not enjoying 2.2 and just being generally burnt out. But every time I opened my Steam library to play the latest hentai game, I would always catch GD at the corner of my eye. I would always think back to the promise I made to myself to beat the level one day. So in early 2025, enough was enough. I made my return and started grinding. I beat Killbot, beat Chroma 2, which I actually found harder than Killbot. That's a story for a different day. But I'm watching this guy whose name isn't Brody, and he also beat Killbot.
Yeah, I'm doing Wasureta next.
And wow, he's jumping to the same level that I want to beat. So I thought, well, if he's bad at the game, and I'm good-ish at the game, then surely I can just go for it right now. So after hours upon hours of grinding, tens of thousands of attempts, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you. Wait guys, I've got the name of the level! You guys get it, because Wasureta means I forgot in Japanese. This level has 6 different parts. I'm going to be explaining each part one by one, starting with 77 to 100, Electro's part. Not really much to say here. It starts off with some fast clicks, a couple weird clicks like 84 and 87, and of course, the infamous last click. Very difficult to get down, but once you know what you're doing, it gets a lot more consistent. This brings us to XL Spiral, which technically starts at 67, but placing the start part here is kind of awkward, so I did a run starting from 64. This part is the fastest section of the level, requiring around 6 clicks per second. Keep in mind that this isn't just spamming, there are tons of timings, with the 67 transition being the hardest by far. This 1% of the level requires you to do 2 insanely fast micro clicks as the wave, and on top of that, you have to hit this black orb incredibly late, and obviously restore everything afterwards. You get a bit of a break with the 71Q part, but afterwards you are thrown into the most insane dual wave ever created. Also, did I mention that this level is incredibly fast and hurt my hands while playing? Also, yeah, this part is near the end of the level, so safe to say this part is easily the hardest part. Oh my god. Isan's part is next, which starts at 58 and ends at 66. Now remember the last part which had really fast clicks? Well, apparently this part is basically the complete opposite. Isan has some really weird timings and transitions. I struggled really hard with the 60% wave, and then there's 63 and 64, which are just incredibly awkward to transition into. When I did 64 to 100, part of me thought this level wouldn't take me very long. And then I started playing from 58, and that very quickly changed. Remember that 17 to 39 run I did so long ago? The reason I was able to do it wasn't because I was a god gamer, it's because Wasureta just isn't a difficult level. The real difficulty comes from stitching all these parts together, remaining consistent, and trying not to get carpal tunnel. I kid you not, when I was trying to do this run, every time I got to Electro, my hand would just be too tired. But I pushed on, and eventually I did get the run I wanted. Oh my god, I did it! And even back then, I felt like something was off. Sure, I struggled a bit with that run, but there was no way it was going to be that easy. Little did I know, this was only the start of what would eventually become a month and a half of non-stop grinding. From this point forward, I started playing from zero, so I'm just going to talk about the rest of the parts as we reach them. Remember how I told you this level was super fast and super spammy? Well, there is a silver lining, and that's the pre-drop. It's pretty slow. It was actually a lot harder than I expected it to be. It never got consistent. How about this? It serves as a break from all the fast clicking, and I would rather this part be here than not, but yeah, this part is kind of hard. Oh, also, here's my first drop attempt. First attempt to drop. That's actually not bad. That's not a bad first attempt. And with that out of the way, let's talk about HelpegasuS, which starts from 17 and ends at 37. First off, who decided it was a good idea to put a blue orb on the slope and immediately follow it up with 3 really hard clicks? Oh wait, this part feels so muscle memory based, more so than the rest of the level. Every time I got to this part, I kind of just click and prayed. There's also this. It happens at 26 as well, but with that one, you just have to go a bit more inward. As for 30%, I didn't die very often enough for me to bother trying to figure it out. So if anybody in the comment section wants to tell me, I'd really appreciate it. Next we get to the 30s, which a lot of people say is really difficult, but I never really struggled here in practice. So going into this level, I didn't find HelpegasuS particularly difficult, and I actually almost passed it my first day of playing. But little did I know how much of a problem this part would eventually become. Hey, you seem to have been watching this video for a while and you seem to be enjoying it, so like and subscribe. Only 0.5% of my viewers are subscribed and helps the channel a lot. Now let's move on to my second day of going from zero, where I actually got a pretty impressive run. So let's talk about Augie, which starts from 38 and ends at 57. Now the first half of Augie is by far the easiest part of this level, but it takes a bit of a drastic turn once you reach 47. There's this green orb, the really tight waving, and finally the straight fly. I wasn't intimidated by any of this. It didn't give me that much trouble in practice, and if I would just get this part so often, I could just brute force it. Little did I know, I'm kidding. I've said that like 10 times now. What I'm trying to say is that I gravely underestimated this level's difficulty. And Augie, the part I deemed as the easiest, would eventually become the main determining factor on whether I beat this level or not. So about that amazing run I got, I had somehow managed to fluke all the way to 52%. 52! Let's go! Little did I know, I'm kidding. I didn't get back there for 3 days. The main culprit? Stupid HelpegasuS. Oh my god, this part gave me so much trouble. I would just keep dying over and over and over again to just the UFO, the 26 click, the 40% bug. And for some forsaken reason, I kept dying over and over to 31%. I didn't even think it was that hard. I was able to do in practice just fine. I literally could not get past 31 until day 6. Where I was finally able to get over my mental block and died 53. Oh my god! While 31 did get more consistent over time, the rest of HelpegasuS not so much. But on day 8, I was able to get to Augie not once where I died to 55. Yes! But actually twice, and going all the way to Isan. Yes! So things are looking up. Over the next couple of days, I was slowly making steady progress, but in the background, something much more sinister was going on. I was dying to Augie like a lot. And by this point, I had done 48 to 100. I was mind blocked even harder than when I kept dying at 31. Yes, I still made progress, but I was making it to Augie 4 to 5 times a session and only getting to his sound once. Maybe twice if I was lucky. But you know what? We're gonna ignore that because we're still making progress. Come on! I really tried hitting that late. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Oh! I cannot fucking believe. Sorry guys, am I seeing things correctly? Did I just get 71? Fucking again. 71 times 4. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, we're not making progress anymore, apparently.
So here's the situation. I get to drop every 10 issues. Then I get to HelpegasuS will probably die either to UFO or 26, or if I somehow make the Augie, I have like a 90% chance of dying around 48 to 58, which includes the really hard weight part and shit. And if somehow I made it past all that, I'd die to 60%. Because that's happening now. If I didn't, I'd die at the other straight shot, or the other really hard weight part. And if somehow I miraculously made it all the way to Exo Spiral, then I'm pretty much guaranteed to die at 68 or 71.
You see, my problem is there's a lot of parts I'm so not very consistent at. So I focused my efforts on doing some runs. Got 37 to 100. And even got 17 to 100. Oh my god. Completely by accident. So surely after all of that practice, the next time I pass 71, I would surely get to Electro, or at the very least get to Dual Wave. Oh my god. Double. Oh my god. Well, you know what? It's fine. I'm still dying to 71 and 68 for some reason. But you know what? Everything before that is getting a lot more consistent. So if I get past the Dual Wave, I could probably get a really good new record, or even just beat the level straight up, since Electro is comparatively not that hard. And you know what? I was right, because the very first attempt I passed the Dual Wave, this happened. Oh no! Oh, why did I die to such a stupid click? Oh my god. What was an upsetting death? It felt like I finally got over my mental block of dying to 68 and 71. Fuck off! Well, you know what, GD gods? I will happily continue dying there if you can just continue giving me more good progress. And my prayers must have been answered, because the very next day, this happened. I was so consistent that day. The most consistent I've ever been, but alas, I just couldn't finish it out. Despite my consistency, I was starting to feel like I should just stop, but I decided to keep playing, and eventually... Ah! I swore to God, I genuinely thought I had it. I genuinely thought I had beaten the level. You can even look at the footage and see that I made it through the spike gap, only to die to the right side of the spike. That was a scream of victory. I thought I had beaten the level, and being hit with the reality that I didn't was an emotion and a half. With a devastating feel like that, I decided to just call it a day. But here's the thing. Up to this point, I was doing multiple sessions a day, something I had never done with any other level. And on that day, I happened to have some spare time at night. So I decided to play another session, hoping even a fraction of my ungodly consistency retained. And eventually... Okay, why do I die to 71 so often? It's not even that hard. Also, this happened. my god, yes! I'm so happy. Like when I got to Electro, I just felt so calm. Like it was just like I knew I was going to beat it. I felt really calm. I did that last click. I was super confident. Oh my god. I am so happy. Looking back, I think the reason I didn't have such a big reaction was because I already had it when I died at 95. If I didn't die, that would have been my reaction, and it kind of felt like beating Wasureta for the second time. As for my attempts, I had around 48k on the main level and around 3200 on a copy bowl. And I'm just gonna put the total number of attempts on the screen. And I think I had around 10k old attempts. Even if you take away the old attempts, that's still around 2.5 times my previous attempt record, which was Moment. First off, I'm gonna show you this. I got so unlucky with this level. Like, look at how many times I died to 48 and the 50s. Like, look at this. Look how many times I died to 58 as well. This is literally just me missing the red orb after the straight fly. Like 60% times 16, 71 times 10, 68 times 7, that's absolutely ridiculous. And then, yeah, here's my pass rate for 71. Like, look at this. My pass rate for 71 was worse than my pass rate for 1%. I wanted to make a more scripted video instead of just doing a highlights because just showing deaths and the occasional funny moment doesn't really put into perspective what beating this level felt like. And even then, I feel like I still can't put into words how difficult this level was for me. It feels so addicting to play because at any moment, it feels like you could just get really good progress and then be met with like a new choke point you didn't even know existed. I was so consumed by this level. I wanted to make a memory video, but I just didn't want to spend any of my free time doing something other than playing Wasureta. Every time I woke up, I literally thought to myself, hopefully I get a new record today. It's actually crazy, and I'm honestly so happy to be done with this level. As for the future, I probably will eventually do something harder. Please like and subscribe. I know I said that earlier in the video, but this video took a really long time to make, so I'll probably never make a video like this again.